A creational myth is a symbolic narrative of how the world began and how people first came to inhabit it. While in popular usage, the term myth often refers to false or fanciful stories. Members of cultures often ascribe varying degrees of truth to their creation myths. Creation myths are all stories with plot and characters who are human-like, figure, or animal who can speak and transform and sometimes has power. Creational myths develops in oral tradition and therefore typically have multiple versions. And so for today, we are going to present the creation myth of the Philippines.
Thousands of years ago, there was no land, nor sun, nor moon, nor stars, and the world has only a great sea of water, above which stretched the sky. The water was the kingdom of the god Magayuan, and the sky was ruled by the great god Captain.
Magwayan had a daughter called Lidagat, the sea, and Kaptan had a son known as Lihangin, the wind. The gods agreed to the marriage of their children, so the sea became the bride of the wind. 3 sons and a daughter were born to them. The sons were called Likalibutan, Liadlaw, and Libulan, and the daughter received the name of Lisuga.
Likalibutan had a body of rock and was strong and brave. Liadlaw was formed of gold and was always happy. Libulan was made of copper and was weak and timid. And the beautiful Lisuga had a body of pure silver and was sweet and gentle. Their parents were very fond of them, and nothing was wanting to make them happy.
After a time, Lihangin died and left the control of the wind to his eldest son, Likalibutan. The faithful wife Lidagat soon followed her husband, and the children, now grown up, were left without father or mother. However, their grandparents, Kaptan and Manguyan, took care of them and guarded them from all evil. After a time, Likalibutan, proud of his power over the winds, resolved to gain more power and asked his brothers to join him in attack on Kaptan in the sky above. At first they refused, but when Likalibutan became angry with them, the amiable Liandao, not wishing to offend his brother, agreed to help. Then together they induced the timid Libulan to join in the plan.
When all was ready, the 3 brothers rushed at the sky, but they could not beat the gates of steel that guard the entrance. Then Likalibutan let loose the strongest winds and blew the bars in every direction. The brothers rushed into the opening, but were met by angry god Kaptan. So terrible did he look that they turned and ran into terror. But Captain refused that the destruction of his gates sent 3 bolts of lightning after them. The first struck the captain Libulan and melted him into a ball. The second struck the golden Yadrio, and he too was melted. The third bolt struck Likalibutan, and his rocky body broke into many pieces and fell into the sea. So hung was that parts of his body stuck out above the water and become what is known as land. In the meantime, the gentle Lisuga had missed her brothers and started to look for them. She went forward the sky, but as she approached the broken gates, Captain, blind with anger, struck her too with lightning, and her silver body broke into thousands of pieces. Captain then came down from the sky and tore the sea apart, calling on Magayuan to come to him and accusing him of ordering the attack on the sky. Soon Magayuan appeared and answered that he knew nothing of the plot, as he has been asleep far down in the sea. After a time, he succeeded in calming the angry captain. Together they wept at the loss of their grandchildren
especially the gentle and beautiful Lisuga. But with all their power, they could not restore the dead to life. However, they gave to each body a beautiful light that will shine forever.
And so, it was the golden Lialaw become the sun, and copper Libulan the moon, while the thousand of pieces of silver Lisuga shine as the star of heaven. To weekly kalibutan, the gods gave no light but resolved to make his body support a new race of people. So Kaptan gave Maguaya a seed, and he planted it to the land, which, as you remember, was part of the kalibutan's body. Soon, a bamboo tree grew up, and from the hollow of one of each branches a man and a woman came out. The man's name was called Sikalak, and the name of woman was called Sikabay. They were the parents of the human race. Their first child was son called Libo. Afterwards, they had a daughter who has known as Saman. Pandaguan was a younger son, and he had a son called Aryon.
Pandaguan was very clever and invented a trap to catch fish. The very first thing he caught was a huge shark. When he brought it to land, it looked so great and fierce that he thought it was surely a god, and he at once ordered his people to worship it. Soon all gathered around and began to sing and pray to the shark. Suddenly, the sky and seas opened, and the gods came out and ordered Pandaguan to throw the shark back into the sea and to worship none of them. All were afraid except Pandaguan. He grew very bold and answered that the shark was as big as the gods, and that since he had been able to empower it, he would also be able to conquer the god. Then Captain, hearing this, struck Pandaguan with a small thunderbolt, for he did not wish to kill him, but merely to teach him a lesson. Then he and Mangwayan decided to punish these people by scattering them over the earth, so they carried some to one land and some to another. Many children were afterwards born, and thus the earth became inhabited in all parts. This myth is located at Central Philippines, a Visayan version of how the land, the sun, the moon, and the stars and the human race has begun. Because of the love, the eager of power, and the anger, this paradise that we step in was created. That's the end of our video presentation. Thank you for watching.